Hi, welcome to this week's series of KYW. I'm Mercy again, and hope your week was awesome. So today we are going to go straight to what we're going to talk about today. Just a quick recap on past weeks. We've talked about self-worth. We're undergoing a series called "What Knowing Your Worth," right? So we've talked about self-worth. Then we've talked about things or people that define our self-worth. I hope you had a wonderful time last week. So today we're going to go straight to one side of what we're talking about, and which is about what are the things that make people feel unworthy, or why do people feel unworthy sometimes. It's going to be quite straightforward because I believe these are things that you and I can relate with, and maybe at some point in our life or something that we're faced with such inner feelings ourselves during our own moment of coming to our self-worth awareness, right? What are these things that make people feel unworthy? We'll be talking about self-worth, and I believe you've been able to get one or two things from what we've spoken about, right? Yeah, because self-worth is something that's really very important to us. It's something that we really have to know, and because if you don't know it, you just don't know it, and somewhat it affects the way we act. If it affects our actions, it affects the things we do and the way we react to things at times as well. Knowing your self-worth doesn't necessarily mean that you won't come to make mistakes, or maybe you will come to make some kind of bad decisions sometimes. It doesn't really mean that, but what it means is that when you're aware, or you know your self-worth, and you know what you are worth, to some extent it helps you to kind of like do better in decision making. It kind of help you to know better in reactions, or your actions, or your steps, or the things that you do, the actions you take, or the reactions you make for things that happen to you. It just kind of like changes, right? Because I'm the first one. I was talking about the meaning of self-worth. I said something about self-worth is unflinching, like it's not shakeable irrespective of situations and circumstances. That's the truth. Why? Because if you know your value and you know your worth, irrespective of what that situation or that circumstances tells you, you know who you are. All you just need to do is to find that positive fighting spirit to be able to take the next steps that is going to get you to where you are supposed to be. So those are the things that, and one of the things that knowing your self-worth actually helps you do. It's kind of like ignite the positivity inside of you and the optimism, and some kind of like it boosts some of your inner strength to fight for that which you want to get, or to fight for a particular situation you want to get into, or to fight for a particular level you want to get into, and to let yourself not to be defined by things that happen or situations that you can't really control. So let's go straight to what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to talk about why do some people feel unworthy. Why do some people feel unworthy? One of the things, there are three. I kind of summarize them into three based on some research. One of the things that make people feel unworthy is that some people fear that if they are satisfied with themselves, they won't be able to grow or change, right? Like some persons feel that, like, if I'm satisfied with myself, I can grow or I can change. So because of that, they feel that, no, they are not worth. They always have this constant, let me not call it anxiety, but they always have this constant notion that no, I'm not worthy enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not worthy enough. Why? Because they feel that the moment they have this feeling of achievement, or this feeling of satisfaction, and they feel they can grow or they can change, right? And this is not necessarily true, because knowing your self-worth actually is supposed to help you grow and even change for the best, better and better. It's not supposed to get you stuck in one place, or make you feel that to make you feel that you can grow or you can change. And that's one of the reasons why some persons feel unworthy. What do you think about that? I'm right, am I? Anyways, just have your thoughts about that one. So the first one is, some people feel that if they are satisfied with themselves, they won't be able to grow, or they won't be able to change. Right. Now, what's the second thing that kind of like makes some persons feel unworthy? Now, some persons feel that when they feel when they accept that they are worthy, they could become arrogant. Now, all these things, if you've noticed, they come from um, internal, how will I call it now, feelings. Like, you feel that when you believe that you're worth something, you're going to be arrogant. These are not kind of like it's for someone that even think that feeling worthy could make him feel arrogant. It actually means that the person is self and tries to be conscious and self-aware of some of his emotions or some of his actions, right? Now let's not confuse self-worth with what entitlement mentality. Yeah, they are quite some. They are really different things. You get now, and that is why some persons feel that when they accept that they are worthy, that they are going to be feeling arrogant. But it's not really true, because self-worth is far, far, far away from arrogance. Like, self-worth helps you to build yourself. What it just means is that you are more aware of yourself, you are more aware of your flaws, you are more aware of your steps, you are more aware of your decisions, you are more aware of your actions, you are more aware of the things that you do, or you are more aware of your reactions as well. Self-worth helps you to acknowledge all these things, and it spurs you to like want to always get the next step right, change some course, or do some things better, right? So that's what self-worth helps you to do. Now, it's not supposed to give you arrogance, or make you feel arrogant, or make you feel too worthy enough to be helped, or to be improved, or to change, or to do one thing or the other. That's not what it's supposed to do, right? Now, like I said, self-worth is far, far different from what it's far different from entitlement. Now, let's look a bit deep into these two. Now, I've said a lot about self-worth. Now, having an entitlement mentality is so far away from self-worth. Now, people that have entitlement mentality, what they do is that they believe that they have the right to everything. Like, everything they want, they have a right to it, like, irrespective of who get hurt along the line, irrespective of, they feel that they deserve the whole world. Now, like I said, self-worth, yes, is a feeling of deservingness, of like, yeah, you're a good person. Entitlement mentality, the deserving feeling that someone with entitlement mentality have, can become very chaotic, because the person feel that he owns even what he does not really own. For example, if you are a relative of mine or a friend of mine, I do not owe your money. Maybe I'm asking you for something, and I want you to help me out with something, and someone with entitlement mentality feels that you must help him out. You are supposed to help him out, like he deserves for you to help out, and all that. But that is not true, because you have the right to help whoever you want to help, irrespective, right? Now, entitlement mentality is far, far different from self-worth. But like I said, research says that's one of the reasons that some persons actually feel unworthy, because they feel that they could become arrogant, they could become proud, they could become a lot of things. Now, what's the last thing that makes some persons feel unworthy? The last one is that some persons just feel it's impossible. Like, that feeling that you are worthy is just impossible. What do you think about that? Is it really impossible to feel worthy of something, to feel worthy of someone, to feel worthy of a good life, to feel worthy of some things just happening to you? So what do you think about that? But that's actually what some persons think. They think that it's just really very impossible to feel worthy. Now, I think it comes from the idea that self-worth, and knowing your self-worth, or feeling that you have self-worth. I think it comes from the idea of perfectionism. The fact that you are aware of your self-worth, or the fact that you are beginning to know your value, does not necessarily make you perfect. No, it doesn't. So when people think that knowing your self-worth or having self-worth actually means being perfect or whatever, they begin to think that it's actually impossible. And that's how some persons feel worthy in most parts of their lives, because they feel that this sense, this feeling, this tingling, that this self-awareness, that builds a lot of things inside you is just impossible to have, because no one is perfect, like they say. But the truth is that being aware of your self-worth doesn't necessarily mean that you are perfect, doesn't necessarily mean that you have everything figured out. No, it just means that it just helps you not to be defined by your current situation. It just helps you not to be defined by negativity that happens all around you. It just gives you some kind of self-free, it gives you some kind of self-confidence, and it gives you some kind of self-joy, you know, those things that comes from within that just helps you to keep pushing, to keep getting better, and to keep doing your best. So that's all we have today in summary. So I said there are 3 things that make people feel unworthy. The first one is that some people feel that when they are satisfied about themselves, they can grow and they can change. Is that the category you fall in? You got to ask yourself about that. Or some persons feel that it can make them proud, or it can make them arrogant. Do you think so about self-worth? You just kind of like have to think about that as well, and why some other persons feel it's just really impossible. So that's all we have for today. I hope you really had a wonderful time with me, and like I said, this is what things that make people feel unworthy, or those things that actually make people feel unworthy. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, it's down there. Just click the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a wonderful week.